Robo-advisory is typically about three things: identifying the needs of the customer, creating personalized portfolios on their investments, and then being able to manage it completely online through the whole life cycle. But this also needs to be done with complete transparency, best-in-class user experience, and also at a low cost. WeInvest was incorporated or founded around a year back in order to enable institutions to launch robo-advisors with the least capex, an AUM-based OpEx fee, and at a really low or quick time to market kind of situation. But let's dive in with Anant into the demo.
Hi. So as you can see, our homepage, this is our retail homepage for an institution. We can customize this to have your branding. I've pre-filled some information here to get started. So we enable a goal-based journey, as Bhaskar mentioned. So there are a number of goals here. Financial institutions, we can customize this for you into any number of goals. Two modes we support. One is called discretionary management, which is essentially we entirely help the customer with the full life cycle from advice to investments, or a DIY approach to investments. We'll go with, let's say, a discretionary model. I'm investing for my child's education. 14 years is my target, $400,000 in that period. I'm going to put in $40,000 and top it up with a $500 a month fee. I'm presented with a quick risk assessment. If I'm a pro investor, I know my risk levels. I can choose and move on. If I am a novice investor, I go ahead and take the risk assessment. Very simple steps. How much investment knowledge do I have? What are my return expectations? And what are my risk tolerance levels? These are our set of questionnaires. For a financial institution, we can enable any number of questions in compliance with your departments. Then I get to know what it means to be a balanced investor, the kind of returns I should expect. And I move on where our algorithms in the back end are assembling a very personalized portfolio for this goal, for this customer, for this risk level. You can see the constituents of this portfolio and the performance it has had in the last 10 years. You can go down and see what are your expected outcomes from this portfolio. So I have a good chance of getting $343,000 to $390,000, but that doesn't meet my needs. I'm going to up the amount as Bhaskar just did and try out. With a $50,000 initial investment, I'll be able to make the target. So that's good for me. I'm going to continue. And then we go through the account opening process. We've pre-filled here for the demo. A full suite, completely customizable for a financial institution. I go ahead and submit it. There is the standard process of uploading my proof documents. This is complete online onboarding. No need to meet the customer face-to-face, including the capability to do digital signatures online. So terms and conditions, and we just move down and get to the signature. That's done. Yeah, and then after that signature process is done, our back office team takes over, completely processes the application, verifies, and then we send a micro payment to the customer's bank account to verify that this belongs to them. This is for KYC and anti-money laundering. Once that is done, the account is set up, invested, and the customer is online. And investments are online. And this can be enabled in a span of 5 minutes. The account opening takes a day, and that's it. In a day, you have an account. This is, for example, a customer who's been with us. We just want to showcase the variety of features and capabilities. This person has 3 investments with us. The first one seems to be doing well, so we'll just dive in and see how it looks like. So this is his general investing portfolio. He is investing for a $750,000 target. Seems to be going all right. The green line is his portfolio's performance. The blue line is benchmark, so what he wants to compare against. And that blue band that you see there, that's essentially the probability curve of how many, what are the possible outcomes, which also seems to be in line. So, and then full transparency in terms of every dollar the customer invests into the platform, no hidden fee, every transaction is visible here. The second case, we want to take an investment that's not going that well. It's missing its mark, not performing above the benchmark. And the CIO has a recommendation for this customer. He says, markets are not going well. I think you're not going to achieve your target. Why don't you switch to a more aggressive portfolio? And within a click, the customer is able to go in, modify his information, and then switch. By the evening, the trades will be made. Next morning, he has a new portfolio with the new constituents. So that is the flow for you. Now, for pro investors, we have a DIY model. These are all buffets of investment strategies that are available. We can enable things like global brands. Any number of thematic baskets are possible. Let's dive into all weather, which is Ray Dalio's famous strategy. We can explore that, and the customer can essentially go in. Just give it a second. Look at the portfolio and its performance, look at the constituents. He can drag things, he can add instruments, he can delete them, he can change the constituent and do whatever he likes, and essentially then come up with his own portfolio and go ahead and start investing. So we enable a full suite of robo-investing capabilities in a box available to you as a financial institution within 3 months to go live.
That was smooth, wasn't it? We've just made our first trade as a robo-advisor in Singapore, and we're soon going to be announcing a couple of the bank partnerships, which we've kind of struck. I'd like to leave you with 3 takeaways. A, I think the WeInvest robo-advisory platform is as flexible as you want it to be. You could support multiple asset classes, so be it Malaysia and Korea, where you need to have funds-based portfolio and you can't offer ETF-based portfolios, you could do that. You could either offer a discretionary managed account model or a slightly more pro advisory model where you allow users to customize their portfolio. You could launch a DIY service on an app or a website, or you could do a hybrid RM-assisted model if you're an independent financial advisor or a private bank. More, you could also support multiple custodians, multiple currencies. We have out-of-the-box integration with Pershing, BNY Mellon, the largest custodian in the world, but you could effectively choose to kind of use it in any number of ways. Point number 2 is the time to market.